We are back again for our second standing coffee date. Keefaye, how are we doing?
We're doing good. We're living life. We're working.
Hot.
Hot.
Hey,
It's
look,
very hot in North
it's hot
Carolina.
in North Carolina. Even for June, it's hot.
Oh my God.
Usually when the fireworks comes, that's when you start dying. But good gracious,
Yeah,
we
it
didn't
started
even make
early. It started in the Pride Month.
We are not drinking the same thing for this edition.
No.
Because how life happened, we did not do this in the morning like we did last week. But we only had 2 episodes. It ain't really a tradition, is it?
Right. That's true.
So, Key, what are you drinking today? And tell the folks about your milk.
So today I am drinking the pineapple mango Celsius. If it doesn't have the fizz, I don't want it.
No fizz, no riz.
No fizz, no riz here, baby. And I'm drinking out of my plus size body mug that I got from a ceramic studio here in Greenville that was actually at Pride Month, which is our topic of the day today.
Yeah.
And amidst of other things, we have something really cool that I'm going to talk to you about for all my animal lovers, but just stay tuned for that.
Right. So I have my Long Live the Drag Queens mug, also from the ceramic studio. I believe her name. Sorry, hold on. I believe her name is Erica Throws Things.
I believe so. We should have brought her card.
We will at her in the description and in these captions. Erica, I love this. This is so cute.
Love this.
I really like this.
And I also got some earrings from her as well. I thought I should have worn today, but I did not because it did not go with my outfit. It actually does go with the outfit, but I just didn't feel like wearing them today.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to say, this is just your standard cold brew iced coffee. Nothing to write home about, unfortunately.
This is just a standard Celsius, something that you can find at Food Line or your local Walmart.
Right.
Shout out to Celsius. Y'all should sponsor me because I drink a lot of it.
We genuinely like the product. Okay, you're not paying us, but when you do, we'll start really kissing butt. Okay.
I mean, I'm not munching. No.
But yeah, so we dropped a little bit of it, but this week we attended the Pitt County Pride here in Greenville, North Carolina.
We did.
It was a hot one, and we had a hot girl who was sweating.
Yes, and as a big girl, I sweat a lot, and it was just too hot. I mean, every roll, every crevice was sweating. All that I felt was just wet, and not in a good way.
No.
Not in a pleasurable experience.
This is not a like, oh, I just went on a water slide. This is a like, there was no AC in my car and I had to drive 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was hot.
It was definitely warm.
But it was awesome. We had a lot of really cool stuff out there. Yeah. There is a video about that coming up on the Zeefaye TV page. So make sure you're checking us out on TikTok.
Please check us out. We love you guys.
Yeah. We went to Pride. We did something else yesterday.
We went to Barnes and Nobles to celebrate. Duh. You're forgetting yourself.
Thank you. Yes, I have started a book talk page. ItsJustBigZ on TikTok, and we're doing okay. I've been posting videos for just under a week. Tuesday will be a week, and I just hit 200 followers literally last night. So we actually went to Barnes and Nobles yesterday and today, once for 100 and once for 200.
Right, and I didn't get anything on the 200 trip. But I did get something on the 100 trip. And shout out to Jasmine Mass or Moss, however that you pronounce your last name, Miss Ma'am. She is the author of Blood of Hercules and this brilliant universe called Psycho Shifters. And she actually saw our recent TikTok about me picking up her book in Barnes and Nobles and said, "Oh, I love this," and commented and liked our post.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Jasmine.
Shout out to Jasmine.
I have not partaken in the universes, but I hear they're great. Kyara seems to love them.
Yes, I love you, and you should come to North Carolina and do a book signing because I will have all my copies for you to sign. Because I am obsessed with you and I'm obsessed with your work. I'm not trying to say that in a very stalkish sense, but yeah. So I'm sorry. I do love you.
What else happened? Oh, last night we went out to subs.
Yes.
One of us went a little too hard before we made it to Sups and was
Mm-hmm.
semi tweaking and a little too intoxicated and under the influence for the Sups trip. But
Yeah.
they also put us right by a very loud fan and a speaker right when you walk up the steps to the little outside porch.
So you're just gonna blame that on the fan?
I'm really blaming it on the fact that the whole porch was empty and they put us by the fan. Like I
Well,
understand that we
see,
look
I thought.
hot, but
Well, yeah, I look high every day, so I mean, it ain't it ain't nothing to a baddie.
right. It wasn't normal for me, but
Right, but I mean, you do sweat a lot.
yeah, I do. But it was just so loud, and then I'm just like a sensory person. Like some like even just like hearing little stuff in the background and stuff, like it's just a lot for me. So it was just I was already under the influence, and then I was putting more on top of it, and then it was a little warm, and then Jasmine Mass slash Moss was TikToking us. Sounds so old
Yes,
saying that.
I feel like we're a celebrity. We're
Not
celebrities,
even
but
close.
we're not. But in my mind, when a famous person like comments on your stuff, it automatically just says, "Oh, we're famous."
You're at least a little more well known than you were. There you
Right,
go.
exactly. Just like that time Tiana Taylor liked my tweet.
You know, Ari Lennox liked my tweet one time when I told that story I told last week about how we met.
Hmm.
She had like, "How did you meet your significant other?" It was for like an album, and she liked my tweet.
See, it makes you feel good.
Ari, Dreamville did you wrong, and I'm a J. Cole person. Dreamville did you wrong, Ari.
They did Miss Shea Butter, baby, running on your feet. We're semi singers, but not all the way.
Yeah, but I know that nobody came to see me.
Baby, there's a shark in the cave. They found it in Kentucky.
He's underneath the sea.
Dead for a long time.
Close enough. So look, this is our section where we start talking about something that's brewing in the news that caught our attention.
Yes.
Kyara is bringing the story to the congregation today. So Key, why don't you talk about it?
Okay, y'all. So I don't know if this is a new story to y'all or a new story to me. But recently there was a discovery in the Kentucky Mammoth Caves, where they found two prehistoric sharks that unfortunately passed away 325 million years ago. I cannot pronounce the names of those cartilaginous sharks. That's exactly what they pronounce them as. I know, right? I'm so fancy. I'm so smart. Such a scholar. Such a baddie. Okay. So, anywho, there was these two sharks that were found, right? And apparently, one of the sharks is usually found in the river systems in Russia, and another one they didn't really give that too much like detail about. But one of them starts with a G, and one of them starts with a T, right? Now they found these sharks by their jawlines because like once a shark dies, it's basically a bone full of cartilage. Like you can't really like study cartilage, because it disintegrates over time.
So you're saying basically when a shark dies, the only thing that's left is the jaws because everything else is cartilage?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
pretty much. That's why you really don't find like many like shark skeletons and stuff like that because they're basically cartilage. Only thing you really find is the jaws.
And that's why, is that like when you go to like all those fossil digs when you're a kid? Is
Yeah,
that
you
why it's
find
almost always?
yeah, and they because sharks recycle teeth like people should recycle their underwear.
Gotcha.
but they don't. But there is one certain species of sharks called the cookie cutter shark. I don't know if I've ever gave you any information of cookie cutter shark.
No, talk about it.
So basically, cookie cutter sharks they look really fucking freaky. I'm sorry to say that, but they look really freaky. So basically, when they bite out of you, it looks just like a circle, like a cookie cutter, right? So
wow, so they're making sugar cookies out of their stuff.
Yeah, they really could.
Gotcha.
So basically, like back in the day, like all these tanks and stuff, like for the military, get like messed up because cookie cutter sharks were literally taking bites out of the cords. Yes, yes, yes. And if you look up certain pictures of cookie cutter sharks, because they live deep, deep down, they're not even that big. They're honestly cute but scary. Make sense? Just kind of like me, right?
Not you're not scary.
But I'm cute.
Very cute.
And with cookie cutter sharks, they actually don't lose their teeth. They actually swallow their teeth because they need the calcium to regenerate more teeth.
Wow, so they basically literally like have a tooth filtration system.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Because they don't have enough calcium.
Gotcha.
Because, sharks, their teeth, move up.
Uh-huh.
Or like one gets replaced. But with cookie cutters, they literally swallow all their teeth so they can rebuild the calcium.
Wow.
Right.
So let me ask you this. When you said they were like taking bites out of subs, do you mean like the metal? Like
oh no, the cables. The cables.
Oh, gotcha.
They were really messing up a lot of cables and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you look up like other pictures of cookie cutter sharks, they take out bites out of dolphins, other sharks, even people.
So it's just people walking around with just like fish.
Yeah, like deep down fish, like blue marlin, different types of whales.
Where would you find a cookie cutter? Like, is it like if I'm like on the ocean floor, I need to watch out kind of vibes?
No. Like you'll have to like get to like Mariana Trench vibes.
Ooh, okay.
So like really, really dark. But they come up to the surface like during like dusk and night to feed and stuff. Mm. But most of the time they kind of live towards the bottom, feeding on other like dead stuff that float to the bottom.
Gotcha.
Like whales. Whales take a long time to disintegrate and float down.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Is it true that like every time a whale dies that like it's basically a whole new ecosystem?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And the ocean is very freaky by itself. But like they have like 12-foot long like worms that can like crush
parasite worms?
I mean, they kind of look like parasitic worms.
Uh-huh.
But like they get in there and like they like dissolve like bones and stuff. It's really freaky. Right.
The whales just have this, or like this is what happens to the whales after they die?
After they die.
Oh, I was about to say that's crazy.
Right.
So look, let me ask you this: what are those little crabs that like are always like on those little shipwreck sites? You know what I'm talking about? They eat everything. Is it just a regular crab?
Just regular crabs, or they could be.
We'll totally cut that.
Or they could be different type of isopods.
Say that again.
Isopods.
What is that?
Like different type of crustacean crabs, stuff like that. Like hermit crabs. Mm-hmm. Interesting fact about hermit crabs coming up. Hermit crabs have blue blood.
Cool.
Did you know that?
No.
And hermit crabs, I believe they have something that they don't get some type of cancers and stuff like that. Oh, basically, people are experimenting on hermit crabs to find, not hermit crabs, but is it hermit crabs? It's not a hermit crab. It's a type of crab. It's a type of crab, though. Horseshoe crabs. That's what it's called. Gotcha. Hermit crabs are the little things that people paint on. Yeah. Horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs have blue
things in the little touch tank at the aquarium.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But a horseshoe crab is like an ancient prehistoric thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
In Pokemon, there's actually a fossil Pokemon that's based on the horseshoe crab. That's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. We should always do a nice oceanic fact up here.
Man, I'm telling you what, this girl knows some stuff about ocean life.
Because the ocean is very freaky.
It is. There's a lot of freaky stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of our oceans have not even been like discovered yet.
Yeah, which is scary, right?
Like, right. It's
I
scary.
saw this question online, and I'm going to ask it to you now. This is not the question segment. I'm just asking. Would you be more terrified to be lost in space in an airsuit or lost under the ocean in an airsuit?
I'd rather be lost in the ocean because I feel
so the space one scares you more?
Yeah, because
explain the space one more.
Okay, why? Because at least in space I can figure out how to get out.
What?
I mean, I don't know. In space, I can't figure out how to get down.
Girl, neither in the ocean can you either.
In the ocean, you can at least float up.
You would die.
Well, how did I get all the way down to the bottom then?
I don't know. You're in a Jason Statham movie.
Jason Statham. Oh.
He coming to rescue you. Okay, Jason Statham coming to rescue you in space. Jason Statham coming to rescue you in the ocean. Which one is worse?
I think I'd rather have Jason Statham in the wetsuit.
Thinking it because of the wetsuit was not what I had in mind, but
I seen that making news in water. I ain't never seen his ass in space. So, I mean, if y'all see the man, Jason Tatum know what he can do underwater.
They made
now,
two of them.
See, they made two. Now, you ain't ever seen Jason Tatum take space.
No, I've never seen Jason Tatum take space.
You ain't never seen that man do no space movies. He on the ground and in the water.
I'm not letting you live off of Jason Tatum to Jason Statham.
Jason Statham? What's his name? Statham.
Craig. Yeah, I don't know what the beekeeper's name is.
Mr. Fast and the Furious. He is in them.
Hobbs. Which one is he? Let us know.
Because I have no idea. No idea.
But what is it? Statham? I think it's Jason Statham.
I think it's Jason Statham.
I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
Jason Statham, if you ever see this, comment, tell us what your name is.
I'm not like...
Do a voiceover.
I know what it's not.
Jason Statham.
I know it's not Jason Tatum.
Nah, I'm getting Channing Tatum.
The Boston Celtics player?
I don't follow basketball.
LMA? No, Ella.
And then she got married by him. I thought it was the other one.
He has the mother of his child is a singer, but I don't know which one it is.
Is it Jason Green? Ain't no Greens, is it?
No.
I don't know them, baby.
No, Jason Tatum. It's like LMA or...
LMA does have a baby by a famous basketball player, but I couldn't tell you which one it is.
Just assume...
I just don't understand how we got all... how we got all ocean facts to Jason Statham.
That's the pod, baby. So what's your favorite movie by him?
The Meg.
Really?
Now Crank won't bad. How he had to use a jumper cable on his chest.
I like
That's intense.
Nah, it's probably the Meg for me too, though.
Yeah, I know that little ball British man.
Because what else? I don't think I didn't really see the Hobbs and Shaw stuff.
Hobbs and Shaw is actually good. Y'all should watch that movie.
I believe that you like that.
My mama liked it, so I had no choice but to watch it. She was watching it at the time. It was 2 hours worth of good time.
Speaking of your mama, you know something that your mama also loves?
She loves the Meg.
Yes. Rampage.
My mama love Rampage. Love Rampage. I have no idea. I said, Ma, it's based off a video game you used to buy me. Like, come on now. It's just Rampage. You see a wolf, a dog, an alligator, and a ape. Now, George was a baddie. Okay? George was getting caught up in stuff. He had no business messing with that mutated rock.
Nah,
and
it's never.
He messed around and found out. Now he about 14 foot worth of a whole bunch. Albino 14-foot ape coming towards you, the size of the damn Empire State Building. You be scared too.
Yeah, it's not a good idea.
You would want the military on you.
You would think.
Honey, get him down. That's a King. That's a King Kong situation.
Nah, imagine like you live in New York and this is happening.
Honey, what's
every? They want you to go to work.
I tell you, I can't.
Job is on the ground. They're calling you like, hey, we sending a SWAT to pick you up. Man, you know what? just fire me, big dog.
Fire me.
I quit.
My apartment, I ain't got nowhere to stay.
I ain't got no albino gorilla insurance.
It's even on my renters insurance plan.
They're not gonna look out for me, okay?
I tell you what, New York be catching hell. New York catches hell. Boy,
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh God! Don't even get me started, Marvel. That's why they were upset and started trying to sue the people. You remember that in that movie? They said, I'm tired of y'all messing around. Every couple years, every couple months, I gotta rebuild my home because a damn alien that came through and shot stuff up. A building that fell and claimed my wife, Lucille.
It got so bad in The Incredibles when that happened that they just said, you know what, no hero.
No hero.
They were like, hold on, what happened to all the crime they were solving?
If y'all can't solve crime safely, y'all don't need to be doing it. That's exactly what they said.
You know, in real life, though, like, so you remember that part in The Incredibles where, like, he saves the dude and that guy, like, breaks his neck and sues him? Did you know, like, in a grocery store, if you're working with somebody and they pass out and, like, hit their head on the concrete, now, don't do this, but you're supposed to ask them
Are you okay?
to call 911 because if they don't have insurance, they can be mad at you. And this part might not be true, but I've heard that people have actually sued grocery stores that called 911 for them when they didn't have insurance because they were like, I couldn't afford to pay it. You could just drug me outside.
Y'all shouldn't have an emergency accident inside the AC.
They basically
sell food.
They basically like, you should just drag me outside. Now, sir.
I can't carry your unconscious ass somewhere.
That has to be worse.
It has to be.
That has to be worse.
Just think, you pass out, you hit your head. There's a trail of blood.
No, you know that happened one time though.
I know.
Somebody. I was working at Piggly Wiggly in Plymouth, and somebody literally passed away on the dog food aisle. Like they fell and hit their head. It was an older person.
That's a way.
And we still were open.
I know.
The aisle
that was my cousin.
R.I.P.
Sorry, cousin. No, because that's bad though. Because you couldn't find nowhere else to die. Everybody at a grocery store.
No, look, see now you victim blaming dead people.
Damn,
I'm saying this is my thing. We were selling dog food by lunch still. My man died right in front of the birdseed. We were selling dog food by noon. They don't care about you. If there's never been a sign to you to call out of work tomorrow, call out of work tomorrow. Because if you die, they're gonna be selling dog food by noon.
That's true, honey. But now he on the stairway to heaven.
Well, hopefully he made it off the stairs by now. That's like 10 years ago.
I know, honey. But like I said, I hope it's a long waiting period.
You hope it's a long waiting period?
Yeah, maybe we could hang around Purgatory for a little while.
Why would you want to hang around Purgatory for a little while?
I don't know, maybe see some folks touch on some stuff.
Wouldn't you just rather see them inside?
So yeah, you don't know if everybody gonna make it.
Oh, so you're saying like we should go to Purgatory with everybody, say our piece, and then you got your little pass, you get on your escalator.
Yeah, like when your number get called, it'll be like number 2056, like in Beetlejuice.
I knew that's where you were going. I knew that's where you were going.
Like, like in Beetlejuice, how they get called, so they call their social worker. That's how I feel like, baby. That's what my thing need to be. Like I hang out in Purgatory, make sure I fix my stuff right, and then when my number is finally called, number 2358, boom, I'm up there.
See, so I look.
Now, when you in the twos, that means you're going to heaven. But when you hit the ones, that's when you go down.
So this is what I think. I think it should be the little waiting room with the numbers. That's the fates, a la Hercules. When they call your number, that's when you die. You come in, and then I want the sorting process to be fast. How you all powerful being? You done decided the fate of heaven, earth, hell, and everything in between, and we gotta wait. Amazon Prime gets you stuff in 2 days. You can't get me up to heaven in a couple hours.
Look. I just want to take time to go through my file and my folder to determine if I'm a good person or not.
I'll tell you this right now. If I'm going,
go to hell.
All right, I'll take it back then.
Lord.
If I'm going up, send me up immediately. If I'm going down, review it.
Review the process. Review it.
Can I get a second opinion?
Because there is some questionable stuff that I think I have done in my past 28 years of living. And, maybe that's not enough to get me to where I need to be. So if they say, hey, we're going to put your file under review, and we'll let you know it's been green lit or red lit.
Yeah.
And then we're going to let you know. But when it's time that we're reviewing, you got some time to go ahead and fix yourself up and make sure. Just so you know, like a drug test.
You ain't fixing yourself up. And that is not how drug tests work either. If you fail a drug test, you lucky they don't call the law on you. Start talking about the books?
Let's start talking about these books, baby.
Perfect. Okay, so we did not read a book together.
No.
For this episode of the pod.
We did not.
We're going to we're also going to make some slight alterations. We had originally said we were going to read Kimberly Lemming's Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon.
Yes. Okay. I was not trying to help you.
Thank you. But because of we don't want to do that no more. I still want to read that, just not the next book. We are going to instead read, I don't know what it's called.
Before I Let Go by Miss Kennedy Ryan.
All right.
Our Lord and Savior, Kennedy Ryan.
I think that might be a bit much, but we are going to read Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go next. Kyara is really itching to get to the third book, and it's something I wanted to read.
Second book, because I need
the third book is not out, or it is out?
The third book is out.
Gotcha.
I just need to get to the second one.
Gotcha.
So I can get to the third girl, which is Hendrix. Which in the first book, Hendrix was my favorite character. So I'm really, really excited to read her book. And just a little quick thing. Kennedy Ryan is a plus size woman. All the ladies in her book are also plus size. So if you love plus size bodies and you love people who are plus size writing body positive books about finding beautiful men. Kennedy Ryan.
Yeah, support black women.
Support black women, plus size black women.
Read black women. Read black women. Read black women. Read black women. Hey.
Black women, we the baddest. We the baddest girls in the world. Black women.
Please read them.
Please read.
Please read them.
Less for us.
A little much, but we'll end up. Okay, cool. So I'll go first. So I have been listening on Audible to Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. One of my most anticipated reads of the year. I love V. Schwab. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Addie LaRue is my girl. That book made me cry. It made me laugh. It made me feel all the feelings. This book is giving me very similar vibes, but she's doing it in a really cool new way. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a full review of this over on my page, and obviously I'm not finished yet. But early synopsis for you. It's about these three women who have to deal with different aspects of womanhood and vampirism.
Oh.
Kennedy, Jesus. V. Schwab describes it as toxic lesbian vampires. And I think that honestly, if you don't want to hear those three things, you're not going to like the book. So, toxic lesbian vampires. This has been awesome so far. I've been loving it. It's a multiple POV story. It really does have a similar vibe to Addie LaRue because, like, it's, without getting too deep into anything, there's a certain amount of just, like, the plight of women, the freedom that comes with, like, not being able to die, and then also the prices that come with that, the things you lose when you lose your humanity. But I think if, like, you're interested at all in, like, feminist anything, feminist critiques, feminist readings, feminist writers, it's not, like, a theory book by any means, but, like, the plight of these women, like, you'll definitely be like, oh, I see that reflected in the women in my life. Or, like, if you are a woman, you'll see that and feel reflected. Like, it does feel like that being a woman sometimes. And so well, that's the thing about Audible. I have no idea how far in I am, but I've been listening for several hours now. These women have me stressed out, and I am very excited to finish the book.
Sometimes it's like the best type of stress to have.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather have book stress than regular stress.
Absolutely, but it's really, really fun. I'm hoping to have it finished tomorrow because that was my goal to have it finished before July. So we'll see if that happens.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
But I've been so excited for this. The only thing on the level of excited I am for is I'm really excited for the new R.F. Kuang book. I do not know how to say it. It's like Catabius. I don't know. They said it's Dante's Inferno mixed with dark academia and humor and comedy and dark tragedy. So
that's everything you should love and embody.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be really fun. I love a dark academia book. I read my first R.F. Kuang earlier this year. I read Babel. I have not got to the Poppy War yet, but Babel was awesome. Babel made me cry. I loved them so much. I don't remember none of the characters' names, but I remember all of their stories. That's one thing Kyara and I struggle with when I tell her stories or we read stuff. I don't learn characters' names. I call them whatever I want.
Yeah, he does, and it's kind of infuriating.
Me and Kyara will be watching Degrassi for years, and I still call people New Claire, Old Claire, New Holly J, Old Holly J.
Lord knows that's the truth, and I have to remind him constantly what these people's names are. Just like even we watching Baddies, the Baddies gone wild. He don't remember anybody's name.
When we were watching Game of Thrones, who's the woman, the sister, the main sister, the one who got married to Joffrey?
Sansa.
What was I calling her? New Daphne. And I was calling her New Daphne because she looked like the woman who was starring in Bridgerton from Daphne and Ray Jean season.
And
what's his real name? You know what I'm talking about. He was too good to come back for season 2, and now he ain't been in nothing. I call him Ray Jean.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is
I don't know
though.
what his
But you know
name
what I'm talking
is.
about.
But I know his name is Simon in the book. I
Thank
think
you.
that's what his name is.
I don't know. He was it was Simon. He was actually really good in the Dungeons and Dragons movie though.
Yeah, I really did
But
enjoy him.
man, you should have went and did Bridgerton too, big dog. It
Yes,
doesn't seem like a good career move.
you just being out of state. It did not seem like a good career move. Thank you.
But anyways, but I was calling her Daphne. The girl from Game of Thrones was calling her new Daphne.
Mm-hmm. Sophia Turner, he's so sorry.
Girl, I'm not that sorry, but if I meet you in real life, I won't call you new Daphne. How about that? Mm-hmm. The little girl from The Last of Us, I just call her The Last of Us. Cause she was in she was the girl that was in Game of Thrones, correct? She was a little girl.
Yes, yeah, yes, okay. She was. Okay. She was.
See, I know the people. I make the connections. I just don't know the names. I just call them whatever I want to call them.
Child.
I give people a lot of nicknames.
I see it.
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes I'll just be talking about a book. I'll be like, so main character and best friend were doing this. And you better keep up because I don't know no names to tell you. But yes, so after I finish V.E. Schwab, I'm not saying the names in this one purposefully because I do think there's some interconnectedness between the characters, and so I don't want to give anything away. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying names because I just don't know any names.
I got you.
But after I read this, I'm going to read Before I Let Go so that me and Kyara can read the second book together and then eventually the third book together as well.
Yeah.
No idea if we'll do the second and third book on pod because we probably won't be able to wait if we really like it. But we're going to do this and then we are going to get to Kimberly because I actually am really excited to get to Kimberly Lemming. My goal for the end of this year is to expand my reading genres. I pretty much always read fantasy with a little bit of sci-fi, and then I'll throw some mysteries in there. Mm-hmm. I want to read some romance. I want to read some romanticities. I think dark romance is a little much for me.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't be able to survive in a dark romance universe.
And I'm fine with that. But yeah. So I think that would be fun. But yeah.
Okay.
So what did you read this week?
So I actually read 2 books this week, actually. They're both by, hold on, let me pull her up because I just want to make sure that I get her name correct. It's 2 books called A Vow for the Vamp and Guardians for the Vamp.
We are in a vampire year. Shout out to Sinners.
So, these 2 books are by Settle or Seattle. I think Settles or Seattle.
Settle Meyer?
By Settle Meyer.
I would think.
They're available on KU. They're quick, light little monster romance novellas. Also plus size representation, of course. And I'm a lover of monster romance. So if y'all have any monster romances, please let me know. And I would love to read them so I can share how I feel about them. But I really enjoy these 2 books. They were very spicy. It had kind of like a mystery to it. But it was really, 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 really good. And the book that I'm currently reading right now is called The Children of Blood and Bone by Tome Abedemi. Adeyemi. That's how you pronounce her name.
I apologize because I know neither of us are probably right, but we'll learn it.
Yeah, we'll learn it for you, babe. So yeah. So this is the current book that I'm reading on my Kindle as of now.
I want to get to that as well. Are they still making the show? I think?
Yes, it is going to be a show, and there's actually 2 more books after this. This is a YA book. This is out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, YA fantasy-ish trilogy.
Yeah, YA fantasy-ish trilogy. This is out of my comfort zone. Usually I don't read stuff like this. I'm primarily, like I said, a smut lover, monster romance. I will do a mystery every now and then. Shout out to Freedom McFadden. Only read The Housemaid, and that got me out of a reading slump. So.
And you really enjoyed, even though I know the end last week.
Yes, I really did enjoy it, even though I knew the end. And I actually read One of Us is Dead by Geneva Rose, which was actually really, really good as well.
I get to that as well. We were supposed to read that together, but it did not happen.
No, I asked them because the cover was very, very, very gorgeous, so I had to read it.
Yeah.
And it was hardcover, and I really don't do hardcover, but for that one, I really did, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I will let y'all know next week on how this book goes. It's probably going to take me a little while. I probably won't end up finishing this. I probably end up reading something else by next week. But
We will keep chugging along on
we'll
it.
keep chugging along on it.
Yeah. But it's cool how like I think we're both kind of like expanding our genre preferences. I say genre weird. We're expanding our genre preferences into what the other person likes.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
So I'm trying to give YA.
And I'm not even really the biggest YA person, but I did really go through a YA trilogy thing where I was when I read Legendborn.
Right.
So,
and I went through my YA phase when I was reading the Serena Valentino books, the Disney books that she put out. If I could find it. She came out with these series of like
the twisted things, right?
Yes. Well, not twisted. I don't think these are twisted.
Sorry, Zach was wrong.
These are in the Wicked Villains series.
There we go.
So those are really, really good. I pretty much read all of them. Like, and this was in the beginning of my journey of book reading. So this is back like 2021 or
yeah, that sounds right.
Like 2021. This is the books that got me back started into reading because I saw it, and that was actually the first book that actually made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you were reading those too.
So I really, really enjoyed those. And then shout out to somebody who told me about Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. And I wish I could go back and read that book for the first time again because I am obsessed with Katie Roberts. I have not finished the Dark Olympus series, but I will. And I will let y'all know how those go for me because Electric Idol is it's my favorite. I enjoyed it. And of course, I love her monster romances as well. Shout out to Big Daddy Soul. So, and he has two.
Okay. So you want to start talking about what we're watching?
Okay.
So Kyara watched The Mask with me. It was her first time seeing it.
Yes.
It was fun.
It was so cute.
It's probably my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
Really?
I mean, because I don't really care for the Ace Ventura stuff.
No. I'm not really big into Jim Carrey.
I liked The Cable Guy's pretty good. Doesn't he do that one where he can't lie? Or is that different?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's good. But no, The Mask used to be like when I was little. The Mask was my favorite movie. I loved when they did the whole like cartoony like transition thing. I thought that was really fun. But I was really big into like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and stuff too. I loved seeing like animation and like quote unquote real world stuff mixed together. So that was really cool for me. But yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen The Mask, but if you haven't, it's the story about Stanley. Is that his name? Jim Carrey's character's name is Stanley, and he's a man who works at the bank, and he's sort of like just a really nice guy. He gets taken advantage of a lot. He's always down on his luck.
Nice guys finish last.
That was
type vibe.
Type vibe, right? Which like a little bit leads into incel culture, if we're being honest.
Oh, that's a fancy word. I don't know what that is.
You know incels. Involuntarily celibates.
Oh.
The like men's rights people who are like, women don't like me, so I don't have to respect them. And it's just like, maybe that's why they don't like you.
And probably because your penis is small.
I don't think it's that at all. Like, I think that like that actually contributes to the problem.
Because their penis is small?
No, I think you saying that contributes to the problem.
Well, they shouldn't act like they have a...
No, because you can't change that about yourself.
You can take enhancements.
No, you can't.
You can use a pump.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not really. Like if you're packing a 4, you're not getting to a 12. You're just not. There's no, and it's not like a conversation. Like, but I think like when you boil it down to like they must have that. Like, it's cool to say that to people because like they're like dehumanizing people, so like it doesn't help. But like what I'm trying to say is that like if you actually focus on the real problems, which is that you're not working on your personality and like having interesting things to speak about and like reading and trying and watching new things and things that women actually like, because like you're not going to like everything that's quote unquote made for women, but like a lot of it is better than men give it credit for. And I think this like nice guys finish last like mentality is like the male pick me epidemic.
Clark it.
And it's like, look, it's definitely something that, like, as a quote unquote nice guy who was fat and awkward, I definitely was like the primary demographic for it when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of women friends who told me very much like, "Yeah, you're such a good friend. If I could find a guy like you," and it, you know, there is that little bit of like, I'm a guy like me. You know what I'm saying?
Like, right. Am I not good enough for you?
But like, realistically, like, I was not very interesting. Like, I mean, just to be honest with you, like, I was kind of funny. I was really nice. Like, but like, those are very like baseline things to say about a person. Like, I didn't have cool interests. I wasn't super confident. I was really insecure. Like, those, when you boil it down to like, women don't want nice guys finish last, it absolves the man of the like quote unquote burden of trying to make themselves more interesting to be someone that women would actually want to be with romantically. Because like, I've only gotten bigger and more awkward since I was a little kid, but I got more interesting and more confident, and so I'm still able to pull
bad bitches. Excuse me.
Baddies.
Baddies.
And so anyways, I, not to get like super political about The Mask, but like, I think that I don't think they do this in the movie, because like, the main point for Stanley actually is that like, if he would have just had more confidence, he could have pulled Cameron Diaz, which was also crazy. He could not have pulled Cameron Diaz.
I mean, he could have. You don't know.
With the personality he had at the start of the movie, no. Yeah. But by the end of the movie, he was kind of cool. But anyways, where do we go with this? Oh, but anyway, so Stanley is down on his luck. He's not really, he doesn't have a lot going for him. He works at the bank. And he ends up finding this mask of Loki that turns him into this cartoon character whenever he puts it on. And it's very much based in the, like, if you know Freud at all, like, the mask makes you full id, so like full impulse, full just do whatever. You go kind of like Gear 5 Luffy with none of the control. It's kind of what happens to Stanley. And so anyways, but it's a really fun movie. I just think it's fun. I think it's the perfect Jim Carrey movie, because all the like zany Robin Williams-ness of him, like, it feels like very appropriate because he's a cartoon character. Whereas like in some of the stuff, when he starts going a little too, it's kind of like, okay, Jim, I know that's who you are, but chill out. Right. You know, but like, I think The Mask is a really good vehicle for him. So what did you think of the movie? Did you like it?
I thought it was cute. I really enjoyed it. There was parts of it that made me laugh. I really thought his dog was very loyal. I wish my cat was very loyal, right. But Nico was not, and that is the life that I've chose, though this life did not choose me. So, and also shout out to depression. But that's a whole nother thing. But I really did enjoy The Mask. I thought The Mask was very cute. Apparently this was also Cameron Diaz's first film.
Which is crazy.
Because I've literally been watching Cameron Diaz my whole life, and who would have known?
Shout out to Fiona. Shrek 6 with Zendaya.
She's gonna be a daughter. I think it's gonna be 5.
No, because it's the regular Shrek, Shrek 2, which is the one with Rumpelstiltskin.
I think that was the last one. That's Fiona. Y'all gonna need this shit, but y'all gonna stand.
Right. Trust me, Fiona. You guys are gonna be really hungry. Whichever Shrek it is. Shout out to Zendaya. We love Zendaya.
What's that TikTok thing? It's like, Fiona.
I don't think that's on my algorithm.
It's me, Fiona.
I remember that. Okay. You got me with that part. I do remember this.
Me, Fiona. As soon as you say Fiona, that's immediately what I thought about.
Okay, so besides The Mask, was there anything else you want to say about The Mask, or did you want to start talking about shows?
Let's just talk about the bad guy in The Mask. He was kind of cute.
Oh yeah, before he got the mask put on, he started looking like a wrestler.
Yes, when he put the mask on, it looked like he been taking steroids for a long time.
He had no neck.
He had nothing.
He had one of these, but like this.
It was just straight muscle.
Straight muscle.
It's like a dang old ape on his neck.
Mm-hmm.
That man was strong. But when he took it off, he was like, okay, I can see what Cameron Diaz from What a Bad Boy.
Right. And then he was like abusive, and he kind of reminded you why that wasn't a good way to judge people.
Yeah. See, dark romance really warps your brain, because when you say kidnap, I'm thinking I'm getting kidnapped with my mafia husband.
No one else thinks that. No one else thinks that.
But I'm too big to be kidnapped anyway. They would have to definitely.
No, it's not that hard.
Oh, so you're strong. I love me a strong man now. But
anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So we got to season 8 of Degrassi.
9.
No, but we finished season 8.
Yeah.
We got to see the one where they go to LA.
Yes, we did.
And that little 4-parter.
Yes, honey. I cried. I cried that last episode.
It was good though. I mean, there was no reason for Manny and Emma to still be on the show at this point. Once you go to college, just go to college. Like, it's so creepy to still be there. But anyways, it was still a great episode. I forgot that, like, that's how TV shows used to do movies. Was like they would just do 4 episodes and like put that thing out on the DVD.
Honey, yes. And Paige fell and broke that leg.
Oh, Paige.
Oh, my leg.
Which, by the way, when did Paige stop being gay?
When Alex left.
So she was just gay for Alex?
Yeah, honey.
Sexuality, gay for Alex.
Mm-hmm. She just loved Alex.
Well, they should have had some kind
Alex
of story.
got her little career together, started stripping, stopped stripping.
Yeah, it wasn't like Alex's whole thing when she ruined Paige's assistant job that she also hated.
Yes, because she was getting high. She was getting high.
Yeah.
I get high. I get high. I get high.
Oh, your memory. Oh, your memory.
Do y'all remember the whole play? We were like, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one. I say hi. I'm like, hi. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
But yeah, so we got through that. That was fun. Season 8, Degrassi, we always have to skip a couple episodes. I just can't do the sexual assault episodes. They insist on doing them very early every season.
Yeah, to go ahead and get the heavy stuff out.
I'm glad they get it out of the way. We watched like the first episode of season 9.
Yeah, well, Peter can't cook no meth.
Girl, yes, and my boy tried meth one time in a bathroom. They didn't give him no needle, no nothing.
No, he said, yeah, let it go. Can I do that?
Talking about he on crank.
Oh, great, boy.
Boy, you ain't Jason Statham. And then we met Jenna, Miss Boyfriend Stiller. Talking about, I'm not gonna take your man. I'm just gonna let her put a baby in me.
I'm not gonna look at him, Clear Bear.
Come on, Clear Bear.
And now, listen, when somebody tell you I was a boyfriend still at my old school, I think something inside you should say, something ain't right.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
And Allie was a good friend because Allie knew that girl wasn't good. She could look right at her, tell her. I could tell her that too.
Yeah. It was the too sickly sweet.
It's the Claire Bear after 24 hours.
It's the I would rather be friends with both of you.
Well,
girl,
look,
go Taylor Swift back over there. How
once you're still my man, there ain't no friends.
Yeah, but this was the beginning of Claire's era.
Oh, honey.
Because they made Claire the new Emma, and she never looked back.
Honey, Claire got LASIK. Her boobs grew in.
She got LASIK.
She got LASIK. She got that mean half bob cut. Oh, honey.
Yeah. She was eating the girls up back then.
Yes, honey. And in the later episodes, when Jim was like, in the gym, it's like, you shouldn't have to change yourself to get boys' attentions. It seems a little thirsty. Jenna, I got LASIK. I didn't get my boobs done. I got LASIK. Help me, me. Kill me.
I just remember my thing with Jenna was like when she looked at that whole arc when like there was that guy and he was like getting fat and she was like, I'm pregnant. And it was like, okay, I didn't say it wasn't a reason. I'm just saying.
But that's what you get for taking Claire man.
And that's why you should have never been with Mr. I Need a Probation Officer. He wanted to be Sean so bad. He wanted to be Sean so bad.
He did. With that little skull cap.
But he out there looking like Justin Bieber. At least Sean dressed like Eminem. At least Sean was out here looking like he really was about it.
All right.
My boy KC looked like he was about to sing you a love song any minute.
But Jenna got his ass that time when she hit his ass up with that guitar. She said, you needed me. I'm taking care of this damn baby. Shit, you know.
No, what was the little cartoon with the
Oh, she smacked the shit out of me. She smacked the dog mouth out of KC.
No, but it's he's like the little donkey. He got the mask on. He's like, kaboom! You know what I'm talking about?
Honey, well, Jenna was the donkey.
She said, kaboom!
Honey, only thing you saw was pieces of guitar. But see,
my girl put KC into the wood chipper.
But see, the thing is, KC should have been helping her instead of cheating on her with Marisol.
But how you get him?
Now,
how you gonna lose him?
Yeah, that's true, honey. That's
how
what
you
they
get
say.
him is how you gonna lose him.
That's what they say.
Jenna.
This is now you had to give your baby up before adoption.
Oh yeah, that was sad.
That was sad. I probably shouldn't have brought that up.
No.
It was her fault.
A fictional character,
right? She don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
To me, right now, I'm gonna keep watching her show.
Right, but we're quickly approaching the part where we both stop watching, which is fun.
Yes. So we get to see it real time for the first time.
Yeah,
which is exciting, and we're gonna let y'all know how that goes well.
Yeah, I'm excited. The end of season 9 is the other movie, the Degrassi Takes Manhattan.
Yes.
And so I'm excited to see that. I love the movies, so I'm excited to see the movie.
Right, me too. And we finally get to see the infamous marriage that don't make sense.
I just want y'all to know that me and Kyara, as much as she doesn't see it, really should relate to that much more, because we fully went to high school together, fully did not speak, fully did not know each other, fully had similar matching friends, and then one day just popped up and was in love. And so I think that like we have a very Emma and Spinner in that way dynamic, but I'm way better than Spinner. So.
Right. You didn't get expelled. You didn't have testicular cancer.
Which was not his fault.
No.
That was probably the only thing he did that wasn't like, come on. That was the only bad thing that he wasn't his fault. Yeah.
He got expelled.
He was dating high schoolers. I was like, bro, you're 20.
Yeah.
He's dating Jane. Jane is like 16. So I'm going to college next year. He can't get to police school.
I know, baby.
Police school, Spinner.
That was like when Carl from Shane was trying to get to West Point. Carl, you ain't getting into West Point.
No, at least West Point is prestigious. You couldn't be a cop.
Nah.
That's people's backup careers.
But Carl did become a cop. So I will say that. Shout out to Carl.
Right, but it's not hard to be a cop.
I could be a cop.
I mean, like,
you think I'd be a good
a
cop?
couple weeks of like getting your cardio up, and you really could.
Oof, that's the problem.
Right.
The cardio. It's too hard to be cardio.
But anyways, we're gonna get to the Spencer and Emma infamous movie. I'm gonna see if I feel the same way I feel about it now. When it gets there.
Yeah, you will. You will. Because it's a bunch of mess.
Okay. Cool. So.
I felt like they could have dated like Jay. Like, you remember how Jay and Emma had dated?
Yeah, but Jay ended up with Manny.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody taking everybody, man, on Degrassi. You could date him for a semester, and then that's your best friend, boyfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it don't matter. Yeah. I mean, she could have dated Spinner. It would have made more sense.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Emma's whole arc should have just been she didn't need a guy. Like, that really should have been her end of her story. But I mean, we don't go to Degrassi for the good writing. You know what I mean?
Right. We go to Degrassi for the mess.
For the mess. But anyways, so final segment. I have a question.
Yeah.
I asked the question last week, but I'll ask it again.
I like when you ask me questions.
What is your ideal Saturday night alone.
Ideal Saturday night alone.
Well, actually, hold on. Can I rephrase it?
Mm-hmm.
Your ideal Saturday night without me.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to hang out with your friends, that can be a part of it. If you don't want to, that can also be a part of it.
So I would start off my night by taking a nice bubble bath.
Okay.
I take a nice bubble bath. I have me a glass of wine. And I start reading just for an hour until I start getting pruny. Then I'll order some food, have another glass of wine, right? Turn on my favorite television show, which right now is Zatima. I'm still watching Zatima. Um, I'll put on my Zatima. I'll eat my food in peace, relaxation. Then I'll do some other activities by myself that I can't say on camera. And then I'll watch TV and I'll relax again, read my book for maybe an hour or two till about maybe 11. Because I try to stay up just a little bit so I can sleep in the next day. And then I'll go to bed.
Nice.
Just go to bed.
Okay, so for me, a Saturday by myself, I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to my little duck pond. I'm going to hit me a little lap, a couple laps. I'm going to listen to a book, or I'm going to listen to Dimension 20, or I'm going to listen to Worlds Beyond Numbers, which was delayed this week, unfortunately. But I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to have a nice shower. I'm exfoliating. I'm putting 17 slabs of cocoa butter on my feet.
Who got him on the cocoa butter? His Black Queen. Go ahead.
I think we know who was on cocoa butter first. But I'm taking a shower. Then I'm coming down. I am laying on the couch. I'm going to put on some kind of movie or TV show, drink my coffee, hang out with Nico for a little bit. I'm going to get tired. I'm going to take that nice, sweet mid-morning nap.
Mm-hmm.
That like 10 to noon
Oh,
nap where like you just wake up and have lunch. I'm going to wake up and have lunch, preferably a leftover pasta of some kind. I just love a nice ziti. So hopefully something like that. Then that evening, well, for the rest of the afternoon, I'm probably chilling, just like playing some video games, relaxing, nothing crazy. That night, if I'm going out just to be interesting for the pod, I would prefer to go not to a bar, but fully to like a sports bar where like I'm really just eating and like people are drinking around me, but like probably not me. And I'm just chilling doing that. Probably have a few cocktails. You know, I like a nice
burger and cocktail.
I like a nice burger and cocktail, but I like a nice gin and Sprite myself.
Who got him on that?
You did not get me on gin and Sprite, but
Nah,
you did
gin
get
is
me
a-
on burger and cocktail.
Period. That's the only way you can have a good burger.
And then I'm coming back here. I'm messing around with Nico, making sure she got fed. I'm getting in bed. I am putting in an audiobook, listening to that till I can tell that I'm too tired to do so. And I'm putting in an old Dimension 20 season that I've watched a million times. Falling asleep to it.
Hey, that's the best time.
It's beautiful.
Now, where's a typical Saturday morning for us? Just if we're together.
So for us, we are going to get up. We're going to go to the restroom. We're going to get ourselves together, check on Nico. And we're coming back into here. We're having a cup of coffee or some kind of caffeinated beverage. And we're watching 4 Weddings.
4 Weddings.
That's our show. We love complaining about the people. We love rooting for the people. We love the people that we root for never winning. It's just fun.
Yes, it's just a nice time. I thoroughly enjoy waking up to those moments where we can just have our coffee. Nico's on the bed with us, getting her little morning cuddles in because that's
very comfy.
That's the one thing that she, without a doubt, needs to have. Needs to have every morning. Is like when I wake up, especially me, because I'm her mom, of course. She wants lots of kisses and cuddles and love, and of course, me being her mother, I have to provide that for her. So
yeah,
but she wakes me up before waking him up, which also kind of it does make you a little upset because you're trying to get some sleep and you have a cat meowing and licking on your face.
I also really like those weekends where one of us gets up early and goes and gets like some Bojangles and some coffee and brings it back and then like wakes the other person up.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really fun.
Those are beautiful surprise.
Yeah. It's definitely a little too warm for that though, because then you got to come back in and take a shower.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm very hot right now.
Yeah, it is very hot. Like I said, it's very hot in North Carolina right now.
Yeah.
It's extremely too hot in North Carolina. Don't come to North Carolina unless you want to see Zeefaye.
Right. Head to the beach if you are. The mountains are also really pretty, but I'm not really sure how much they've rebuilt, but I know they need the tourism. So support Western North Carolina.
Yeah, support.
The federal government has decided that we don't deserve aid. Well, a specific member of the federal government who we all know has decided we don't need aid. I don't think that's true. I think the people in Western North Carolina need help and deserve help.
Right.
But anyways, not to, well, I guess we'll end on a political note this week. Support Western North Carolina.
Support Western North Carolina. Also support other people who are in need of help.
Right.
Because everybody needs some help.
Right. Amen. But this has been Standing Coffee Date with Zeefaye. Join us next Monday where we'll get into, once again, what's been going on, what we've been reading, what we've been watching, and what we've been loving. Thank you so much. We had a great one. Y'all stay tuned. Follow, subscribe, do all the YouTube, all the TikTok, all the things. Take care. Bye.